But yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, Good evening, everyone in the USA. Alongside with current listeners. We thank you for joining us today on the show. And shout outs to the people in the areas of Long Island, alongside with the five boroughs, alongside with Canada. Of course, the five boroughs of Queen of Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your host with the most, Gmoney Stackz, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Gregonator, aka Rookie Podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now tuning in and listening to Off the Meatrack Chainz New York Podcast, episode 25. Now,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if that's considered a milestone, but we're almost in the 30s right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a milestone. It's definitely a milestone. We could have been stopped, but we got it going still. So it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, kid. A beautiful, beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
most definitely, man. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, whether you have topic ideas that you want us to talk about, whether you are also for interviews, whether you are a singer, rapper, DJ, VJ, radio personality, podcast host like myself, and a black owned trendsetter that has a business, whatever it is, everybody is welcome. You could hit this link right. You can hit this email right here, which is off the Meatrack Chainz nypodcast@gmail.com. That's off the Meatrack Chainz nypodcast@gmail.com. And then also, if you are a listener, if you are a new listener and a new viewer on the YouTube channel and new listener, and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got you. All you gotta do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Gmoney Stackz 555, for more video content. Just press the notification bell so you can be reminded of when the show podcast goes on the air. Like, comment on the episodes, including the topics that we discussed. What do you think we should do better? Your opinion matters and your feedback matters. And also, for streaming platforms, if don't forget to follow the podcast and also download your favorite episodes alongside with sharing is caring with the streaming platforms along with your friends. So with that being said, let's get started on the chatting on the jazz with some serious topics and stuff.
Yes,
Shall
sir.
we?
Let's get it.
All right. So I want to start off with something serious alongside with the fact that today's the first day of mental health awareness, which is May 1st. Before I even get to that, um I remember we may have spoken on the phone in regards to the 16-year-old with the knife that got killed.
Yes.
And I'm really having a hard time. I'm really having a hard time trying to figure out why are motherfuckers feeling sorry for the 16-year-old teenager when she was about to stab the individual with the pink. And when I looked at the video that you may have posted on Instagram that I seen, I looked at it like this. The cop had two choices, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Either de-escalate the fight that was going on with two individual girls that was fighting on the grass near the sidewalk, or 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 basically, prevent that individual from stabbing that innocent girl with the knife. Now, Now everybody's saying that it's like what it is like. I think look, my thing is like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, there's no pleasing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, everybody's jumping the bandwagon on the cop that actually shot the person with the knife.
Mm-hmm.
And for the simple fact that, she tried to stab somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was a situation that happened to a friend of mine or whatever and some shit like that, and I would have done the same thing. Like either way, there's not going to be a better outcome to all this.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned, and I agree with you, nobody feels sorry for her because she had a
Mm-hmm.
fucking deboner knife. What the hell is she doing with a deboner knife in the first place?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my judgment.
Yo,
I'm not a police officer. Never been a police officer. I don't know all the details to exactly what happened. However, from the looks of it, to me, it does look like the shooting could have been avoided. So, that's
but
how I feel about it.
B-Law, think about it though, man. Like everything is about timing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of seconds and minutes. Like you don't like that cop didn't have time to take out a taser. I mean, what if the
Mm-hmm.
taser went wrong and it wasn't even fully charged?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be any better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we can't live our lives on thinking that malfunctions can happen. I feel, I mean, if the shooting was justified, of course, I feel that it was justified. However, he
Yeah.
could have used, he could have used the taser too. You feel me? He could have used the taser.
But then the taser wouldn't have done any good because then that individual would have went ahead and stabbed that individual.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know. I mean, we really don't know what would happen if he used the taser. You feel me? But I agree. If that was my daughter, I would definitely want or not even just my daughter, just the
A
decency of
friend.
human beings. Not even just nobody, even if I don't know the person. The simple fact that person also is a human being, So, I would definitely want a person to be protected when they was being shot. So let me ask you this. Let's take it to a different level. You know that guy Kyle Rittenhouse, right?
Okay.
Now,
What about it?
let's say the cops came in on that situation while he was shooting the two protesters. Would it have been right for the police officer to shoot Kyle Rittenhouse?
I never said this on the air,
Mm-hmm.
but I know there's gonna be some people that's gonna basically hate me and give me the backlash and all the other stuff, but the cops are not trained to have, too much empathy on everybody and stuff like that. They're trained to it's almost like they have a chain reaction to certain situations. Yes, they get trigger happy, but then again, it's like we weren't in the cop's situation. We only see it from different angles of the video.
Right. Right. I agree.
When you saw the
How y'all
video,
doing?
in different angles and stuff like that, like how did you come to the conclusion not to feel sorry for that person with the deboner knife?
Well, I mean, every action that we have definitely gonna have repercussions. So I feel sorry for her because she was a 16-year-old girl.
Teenager.
Well, she's still a 16-year-old girl. But you see, that's the issue that I have with society because when someone does something bad, then we look at them as an adult. But then let you, at your age, try to have sex with that teenager that you're trying to make seem like an older person. Your ass is going to jail because she's a minor. That minor can't go and buy a gun. She's 16 years old. That minor couldn't go into the liquor store and buy alcohol. So their minds aren't developed completely at 16. So she made a mistake, and it happened to be a deadly mistake. But I do feel sorry for her because we have all made mistakes at 16 years old. None that bad, but I feel sorry for her because that's a life who could have switched the whole thing around, and we never know. So I consider it sad for those reasons. However, she made a mistake. She made a mistake, and she was, about to stab someone. And in life, we got to deal with the repercussions of our actions. You understand? Why you said you don't feel sorry for her?
No, you mentioned to me that nobody feels sorry for her. It's like when I saw the video, I was like, why is she holding a fucking knife, man? Like on some real shit.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I definitely feel you. But let's we don't have the position that the cops have. I guess. I mean, like I said, I believe it was justified. At the same time, I do feel it could have been handled differently. And like I said, I've never been in a situation like that.
Did you feel like it was self-defense to prevent a stabbing from happening?
Definitely. I agree with that 100%. Right?
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%, man. Definitely agree.
Yeah, man. Now, our next topic has to do with the fact that today is Mental Health Awareness, which is the first day of May. And today's mental health check-in subject is anxiety. And anxiety is the mind and body's reaction to stressful, dangerous, or unfamiliar situations. It's the sense of uneasiness, distress, or dread you feel before a significant event. A certain level of anxiety helps us stay alert and aware. But for those suffering from anxiety disorder, it feels far from normal. It can be completely deliberating. Now, when I looked up this topic, I didn't know there was levels to anxiety disorders. So
okay.
I'm gonna just give you the list of types of anxiety disorders. So it goes like this. There are many anxiety-related disorders, and they are divided into three main categories. Anxiety disorders are characterized by a general feature of excessive fear, emotional response to perceived or real threat, and or anxiety, worrying about a future threat, and can have negative behavioral and emotional consequences. Obsessive compulsive and related disorders. Obsessive compulsive and related disorders are characterized by obsessive intrusive thoughts, constantly worrying about staying clean, which sounds like a germaphobe, by the way. Or about one's body size that trigger related compulsive behaviors, repeated hand washing, or excessive exercise. These behaviors are performed to alleviate the anxiety associated with the obsessive thoughts. The third one is the trauma and stressor related disorders. Trauma and stressor related anxiety disorders are related to the experience of a trauma, unexpected death of a loved one, a car accident, or a violent incident like war or sexual assault, or stressor, divorce, beginning college, moving. Now, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Straight.
I heard somebody coughing.
It was me. I'm good. Continue on, brother. I'm sorry.
All right. No, I just want to make sure you're good, man.
Yeah, I'm straight, man.
All right, so your anxiety disorder may be a specific phobia. If you have a persistent and excessive fear of a specific object or situation, such as flying, heights, animals, toilets, or seeing blood, fear is cued by the presence or anticipation of the object situation, and exposure to the phobic stimulus results in an immediate fear response or panic attack. The fear is disappropriate to the actual danger posed by the object or situation. Commonly, adults with specific phobias will recognize that their fear is excessive or unreasonable. An excessive fear of becoming embarrassed or humiliated in social situations, which often leads to significant avoidance behaviors, may be an indicator of social anxiety disorder.
Mhm.
Find out more about social anxiety disorder, especially if your fear of social situations lasts for more than 6 months. PTSD, which everybody's familiar with, it's not about just the war and stuff. So there's levels to PTSD. We'll discuss that in a future episode, of course.
Mhm.
PTSD, which is post traumatic stress disorder, is the most well known trauma and stressor related disorder. These are disorders that are related to the experience of trauma, unexpected death of a loved one, car accident, combat, or a violent incident or stressor, divorce, beginning, college, moving. This category also includes acute stress disorder and adjustment disorder. A full discussion of the symptoms and treatment of PTSD. So, generalized anxiety is characterized by excessive, uncontrollable worry events and activities and potential negative outcomes. The anxiety and worry must cause significant distress or interfere with the individual's daily life, occupational, academic, or social functioning to meet diagnosis. The symptoms cannot be better accounted for by another mental disorder or caused by substances, medication, or medical illnesses.
Now, did you know there was levels to anxiety? Now, how do you feel
Nah,
about
I didn't
that?
know that. I see. You learn something new. You learn something new every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said you learn something new every day.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not feeling well, man.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right, I'll keep going.
Okay. Continue.
All right. So, panic disorder reflects the experience of sudden panic symptoms, generally out of the blue without specific triggers, in combination with persistent, lingering worrying that panic symptoms will return and fear of those panic symptoms. Symptoms include recurrent, expected or unexpected panic attacks that can last from a few minutes to up to an hour. Obsessive compulsive disorder is one of a number of related disorders that share certain characteristics. Repeated and persistent thoughts, obsessions, that typically cause distress and that an individual attempts to alleviate by repeatedly performing specific actions, compulsions. Examples of common obsessions include fear that failing to do things in a particular way, will result in harm to self or others. Extreme anxiety about being dirty or contaminated by germs. Concern about forgetting to do something important that may result in bad outcomes, or obsessions around exactness or symmetry. Examples of common compulsions: checking that the door is locked or in error, counting or ordering, money or household items, and performing a mental action. Other disorders included excoloration, skin picking, hoarding, damn, body dysmorphic disorder, and trichotillomania, hair pulling. Other categories of anxiety disorders include separation anxiety disorder, selective mutism, and agoraphobia, as well as disorders that are substance induced or are a result of the other medical conditions. Wow. So here are the
That's a lot
causes
to
and
chew on.
risks. Huh?
That's a lot to chew on.
Yeah, I know.
You got
Has that ever happened to you before?
well, when I was sick, I had got pancreatitis, so I was rushed to the hospital because um, it was basically attacking the rest of my body,
Oh
and
no.
I had to have about 8 or 9 surgeries on my stomach, right? So I had stopped
89?
8 or 9. I think it was either 8 or 9.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So what happened was I had to get put on a respirator. So when they put me on the respirator, I could breathe, and my
Mm-hmm.
breathing patterns were normal. And basically, what happened is I was cool as long as I was on the respirator. But when they take you to surgery, they take you off the respirator, and then the guys with the bag, they come, and it's like manual breathing, and I felt like
Yeah.
their rhythm was off, and it definitely gave me an anxiety attack because I was just going crazy, man. I wouldn't let them do the surgery. I kept fighting them, fighting the doctors
Oh
subconsciously. I didn't even know
damn.
I was doing it in real life. I kept moving, pulling stuff out of my body, and you know, that was my first time having an anxiety attack.
Shit, man.
It was real.
8 or 9 surgeries. Did
Mm-hmm.
you did were you basically afraid that you weren't going to survive the surgery?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I didn't know I was going to surgery because I was in the induced coma. So
Damn.
I just basically had to wait in the hospital
Oh
because
boy.
I was in the coma for what 2.5 months, and
Damn,
then
that's crazy, man.
exactly. So I spent a month awake inside of the hospital because they wouldn't just let me come home first. I think I had a couple more surgeries, but once they took the respirator off of me, everything was cool. I wasn't having any more anxiety attacks. You know what I mean? I was thinking like I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that was the only time I have an anxiety attack, but they real. You ever have any issues like that?
Last year during the slandemic, I didn't think I was gonna basically struggle with anxiety and stuff like that. I just didn't understand how people get it though, and how they actually are able to get through day by day. And honestly, having anxiety is pretty scary. And the
But it
reason
feel like
why I chose to talk about the whole mental health thing is because we gotta debunk the myths, basically saying that it's taboo to talk about mental health. But this is the 1st of May, and I feel like in this podcast it's pretty important to actually discuss something like that, even though we can't relate to everybody's story and what they've been through. But at the same time, I mean, we try to be able to help. You know what I mean? Like we were like the safety net to trying to you know relieve relieve certain people in general that's suffering through this, knowing that they're not alone in this case. In case you heard cars, it's from my part. You there, be
So what
live?
happened? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening to.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you about to say?
I was about to say, explain to the people how it felt.
Man, when my sister told me that my older sister, who's not here, SIP to her, basically told me that she had
R.I.P.
anxiety, and and it's kind of like, I think the way people are basically having anxiety, I think it has to do, like, as I was reading on the article from anxiety.org. In case you guys want to get to know more information about what is anxiety and the causes and stuff like that. So I'm not going to read too much to it. So we got other topics to get to. Yeah, to me, anxiety comes from, like, the mental part of the mind. Like, if you have, like, let's say you have flashbacks of certain things, right? And on top of that, you have a hard time sleeping.
Mm.
Not to say that shit happened to me, but at the same time, there's certain stuff from in my case, there's certain stuff that I might hate myself in the morning based on certain things. Like the other day or 2 days ago, you mentioned I was hard on myself based on the mistakes and stuff like that. It just wasn't really easy, and I'm like, in my head while I was at work yesterday, why me? Why do I have to be the person that have bumps and bruises and all the other stuff being thrown at me from blindside torpedoes? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. And I felt like I was
Hold on, hold
alone.
on, hold up. What you mean by that? Like getting blindside torpedoes thrown at you? What you mean?
When I mean by blindside torpedoes being thrown at me, is basically, you know, it's basically an analogy and a metaphor, basically saying, you know, unexpected surprises, unexpected surprises, you know, come out the blue. It's kind of like with the metaphor of blindside missiles, which is random surprises that just pops up. You know what I'm saying? It's
Gotcha.
not like it's not like everything is going to be solved in one day. That shit takes time, and maybe it may take time for some people that go to therapy and stuff like that. But at the same time, for me, since creating a podcast, I feel like that's more therapeutic than wasting money at a therapist's office.
I got you. But I cut off your train of thought. What else was you saying? You was speaking before I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I actually said you was asking me about what I mean by blindside torpedoes and everything. I just actually explained that it's
Oh no, I got
basically,
it. But I'm just saying you were saying something prior to that, but prior to me interrupting you.
oh the one part that I was basically saying is that I was basically saying, in my case, it had not in my case, like, I never really experienced something like that before, as far as trauma or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like, yes, I can be afraid of things, like, same way I could be afraid of, like, certain things. It's not just germs. It's mostly, people with weird vibes getting getting ready to, like, basically, do something very stupid, like, beat up somebody, and and slash somebody out of the blue, which is why I stopped taking the train years ago. Because every time I hear a headline about a subway slashing, that shit don't make me want to take the train no more.
I hear you. It's definitely scary out there at times, you know.
And it makes it harder for me to see. It makes it harder for me to visit to actually meet up with my sister because of all this craziness that's going on during the slamdemic.
Definitely right about that, man. I was looking at the crime statistics, and there are definitely more things that the media are putting attention on.
Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely showing us a lot, and it just seems like a bunch of crazy attacks. You know, like it's craziness. You know, I remember I spoke about the one where they killed the 2 homeless people and stabbed the 3rd, and they caught the guy. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Also, I saw a story about over in Brooklyn where these guys were fighting, and the guy tried to stop them from fighting, and he got shot.
Oh boy.
You know, so you know, you hear these type of stories all the time. It's best to just basically keep your guards up. You know, you have to keep your guards up.
You know, being a peacemaker is not as easy as it seems because not everybody can be, you know, Captain Save-A-Ho, which, by the way, I did not know that Donald Rollins made the website CaptainSaveAho.com.
It's crazy. Would you break up a guy beating up his girlfriend in the streets?
Huh?
Would you say something to if you saw a guy beating up his girl in the streets?
Oh man, that's a sticky. That's hard, man. Like I'm no superhero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have superhuman strength. Like it's not. I don't know if I can actually, because I'm like, I don't have strong muscles. That's like compared to other guys. That's like, you know, brolic and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really much of a fighter and all that other stuff. And the last thing I don't want is my back to be cracked or somebody to lift me up in the air and shit.
I agree.
Because I'm not a violent person.
I definitely don't get a violent vibe from you.
Man, I'm pretty sure you don't.
Yeah, I don't like fighting either. That's not my thing. I try to stay away from it.
Even if it means trying to defend your friend.
I mean, sometimes you do have to fight. You know, sometimes it's unavoidable. You know, I've had fights in my life, of course, but I haven't had a fight in years, man. A lot of it has to do with the fact that what am I really arguing over somebody in the street for? You know, it's nothing. You know, it's nothing that serious. Like you said, if it was a situation where someone was attempting to hurt a family member, something like that, then I would do something. But other than that, you know, I wouldn't do anything. I got attacked by a woman with a knife one time at the in Freeport.
What?
At Freeport bus station. Yeah, I got attacked by a woman with a knife, man. She was drugged up. She was high on drugs.
Oh,
and
shit.
She stabbed up this Spanish lady, and the Spanish lady was walking her son in a stroller.
Damn, son.
And she sliced that girl up, and then she came into the train station accusing everybody of raping her. She said, "You fucking touched me. I can't believe you touched me." And she was, you know, waving a knife at people. I ran, you know, she came at me. I ran, son. I wasn't trying to fight no crazy woman like that. And I called the cops on her.
Yo, that's really fucking crazy right there. You know? I mean, like, I bet you that bitch didn't have any receipts of any trauma to rape or anything like that. She probably didn't have any proof.
She was high. That's what I know. She was high, and the drugs were making her act like that. But you can't have people like that walking on the streets because they'll hurt someone or get themselves hurt.
And not everybody can be Captain Save-A-Ho though, man. I mean, there's certain situations that's impossible to basically stop. Like we're not gonna be able to be in every situation that happens.
I hear you.
Like we're not superheroes with superhuman strength That's TV cartoon talk and all that other stuff. We don't have that shit. We don't have that shit like now in real life though.
Right. You're right. You know, and we only get one life.
You only got one life to live, just like the old TV show, man.
Exactly. Ain't no, oh snap, I did this wrong. Let me get a do-over. Ain't no such thing as that. Right? You can't press reset.
No do-overs.
No do-overs, kid.
Yo,
it might, well, let me not say that because nobody knows what happens after death. You know, nobody knows what happened after you die. So let me stop that. You know, some people who are Christian and they believe that after they die, they go to a heaven, so they never really die. You know, that they're their soul, not their body. So, I mean, who am I to say that? You know, I can't make that statement. You're not a religious person?
I'm not a religious person, even though I'm a Catholic, but there's certain shit that I don't agree with, especially everything in the Bible and all that other stuff, which is not something I was expected to talk about. But
you know, we go off on tangents. What the
hell's going on?
We go off on tangents, brother. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well,
yo, speaking of a tangent, oh man, we gotta talk about this whole little Durk shit, man.
What happened with Lil Durk?
So apparently, Lil Durk was having a concert in Phoenix, and unfortunately, his concert got interrupted by a careless gunshot, which I just find it a little ridiculous, though, man. Like every time somebody has a music concert and somebody decides to pull out a gun, which is more stupider than the Miami shit.
Exactly.
I'm like, what is going on with these idiots? And you wonder why people don't want to talk about gun control and shit, man.
You better not hear them conservatives. You better not let them conservatives hear you.
Fuck the conservatives. They don't got my social media.
They would cancel us.
First of all, I'm not on Twitter. They talking about the
Second Amendment.
First of all, I'm not on Twitter. I am not on Twitter, man. They don't got my fucking social media.
They might try to come for you, Gmoney Stackz.
Don't believe the hype and shit, man. I never gave politicians my social media anyway, so.
I hear you. So what happened at the concert? You said somebody fired the shot, and then what happened?
All right, I got an article right here that will explain all this. So this took place, I believe, on the 18th of last month, 11:08 a.m. Pacific time. Smirkchella, the organizers of Durk's concert, say there was no gunfire during Saturday's event, and that it was just a microphone dropping on the ground. Okay. Which made a loud damn noise. Okay, how are you gonna confuse the damn gun with the damn microphone dropping?
Exactly. That's crazy. You must think we stupid. That's a good excuse, though. I ain't never heard that one before.
This is crazy. How you confuse a mic drop to a fucking gunshot? It's two different sounds.
You believe him?
I don't know about that one right there, man. I don't know about that one right there, man. But anyway, the company also says reports of a woman being grazed by a bullet are false, and that no one required paramedic attention amid the chaos. Lil Durk's concert was cut short Saturday night after gunshots rang out concert in Phoenix at the Celebrity Theater. Oh, damn. Durk was performing at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix when when the crowd of 10,000 heard gunfire erupt. The crowd scrambled as people fought to flee the venue. The Phoenix PD says they couldn't locate anyone who was directly hit by bullets, and reports that one woman was grazed in the leg by a bullet are not true. Phoenix police say it was reported to their team that the injury was not from a gunfire. A few people suffered non-life-threatening injuries from attempting to flee in the area. This is an ongoing investigation. Durk seemed upset about something when he posted 10K people sold out and no drama trying to stop us. He posted this before the gunfire, but during the concert, it's unclear that the drama to which he was referring. The event was tagged Smirkachella. I don't understand this word. Like, what the?
Hello.
Oh shit! Yeah,
You boys been drinking?
as Lil Durk and other rappers hit the stage. Various videos were posted showing the mad dash to the exits as the crowd tried to get out of harm's way. Chairs were knocked over, people screaming the works. The show abruptly stopped, and that was the end of it. So far, there was no suspects. Ain't that a bitch?
That's crazy.
Ain't that a fucking bitch, man? People trying to enjoy a music concert and everything to forget about the slandemic, horrible year that they had and everything. And now some motherfucker want to be ruining the fun by having a fucking gun.
Exactly.
Yo, this is so fucking ridiculous to me right there, man. That's why I barely go out.
I feel you, man. It's wild out there. It's wild out there, man. I've never really liked large crowds like that. So, because when I grew up in like the 90s and stuff like that, you got to realize we used to have like clubs out here, like black clubs, like the Tunnel and places like that. Man, people would get people was getting jumped out there. It was crazy out here in the 90s. Or the type of fights that we used to have, people was getting jumped. It was just wild. As I got older, I did start liking to go out more. You feel me? But I think that's because in the year 2000s, New York was a very safe city. Going out in Manhattan and places like that, you could go out there and enjoy yourself. So I remember my early 20s, like 22, 23, around in that area. We used to go out to the city every weekend, and we used to have a ball, But it just seemed like it's getting back to the 90s, man. Seemed like it's going back to the 90s.
The 90s?
Yeah, man.
Man, that's crazy.
You remember the 90s?
Yeah, I remember the 90s.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be this far.
Exactly. I read somewhere that I believe it was either 91 or 92 that New York had over 2,000 homicides in the city.
Damn.
That's a record for any U.S. city.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Then I was looking at the statistics for New York City this year, and they're on record to break numbers. Well, not like it was in the 90s, but we're on track to go back to a time where it was crazy in New York.
Yeah,
we got more homicides than LA.
You
know?
Man, that's just some shit that doesn't make any sense, man. Like, if you're gonna go to a fucking music concert to enjoy and everything, don't fucking bring a fucking gun, man. Because at the end of the day, you bring a gun. I'm really surprised there weren't any security guards, checking people's pockets as far as like, having a weapon and shit.
I'm sure they check people though. I'm sure that they check people to get into the building. It's impossible that they would just allow that type of people to go in without getting checked.
Yeah. Yeah, it really ceased to amaze me for me to be hearing stuff like this. And like I just said, like there's nobody the same age as me that I could actually go to a fucking concert or performance venue and stuff like that. It's nuts, man. It's just nuts, man. I'm just gonna leave it like that, though, man. Now, I want to remind everybody, including the new listeners and the current listeners that's listening right now, that tax day basically was on April 15th, but it's moved to May 17th. So once again, it's been moved from April 15th to May 17th. So it gives you enough time for you to take care of your taxes. I already took care of mine already. So go ahead and do it right now. Speaking of doing it right now, before we even get to the fun part, Bobby Brown is cursed. And the reason I say he's cursed is because he had an adult son that recently passed away. And the crazy part is we all knew the whole reason why he's been losing people, including Whitney and Bobby Christina and all that other stuff. It's because of the fucking drugs. And you know the saying goes, crack is whack, rhymes with smack. And to make it even more crazy, he blames the boyfriend. How you gonna blame somebody for your stupid ass actions of all the years of you doing drugs and everything? That's what let him get let go from fucking New Edition. It's just like the fucking Temptation movie when David Ruffin got let go because of fucking crack. Oh boy. Wait, where are you, B-Live? Yo, where you at?
Hello, you hear me?
Yo, I was like, where you at though?
Nah, I'm here. I was talking all
like,
that, and I was on mute.
Oh wow, you didn't hear what I was talking about?
I heard what you was talking. I was responding too, but I was on mute the whole time.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was saying that Bobby Brown's curse is because of the fact that the previous fact that everyone knew that he lost Whitney and Bobby Christina due to carelessness and stuff like that. And to make it even more crazy is that he's blaming the boyfriend for his crazy actions due to drugs. And now it's making a comparison to the fact that he got let go by New Edition compared to David Ruffin, who got let go because they both did drugs. Right. And I was saying drugs, crack is whack, and it rhymes with smack.
You're right. I heard all that part. Right. And he got let go on the Voice. I mean, what's the name of that show?
Huh?
What's the name of that show when they eliminated him on?
The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer.
Yo, it's like, I didn't know he was gonna be on there, man. I missed that shit.
It's funny. I don't watch that show, but I went to my mother's house and she was like, Bradley, come here. Your favorite singer, your idol, was on. And then she showed me. Because when I was young, I used to want to be Bobby Brown, man. That was my guy.
You wanted to be like Bobby Brown because it's song My Prerogative and all other songs?
Yep. I used to love them songs, and I used to try to dance like that guy. What's up?
Shit, I bet you tried to dance like MC Hammer back in the day, man, with them hammer pants. Oh shit. Oh shit, man. Yo, you on mute again?
Nah, I ain't on mute. I was letting you get it out, bro.
Oh man. Oh shit, man.
That's one of them drugs I would never try.
You know, I would never ever eat a whole edible. I'm gonna tell you why though, man. I witnessed somebody who passed out thinking that they were dead. But at the same time, like you eat a whole edible and you didn't even know there was weed in there and everything. Yo, of course you're gonna fucking pass out. Like, but it's like Bobby, like, how long does it really last though? Like, this is nuts, man. And I'm not a drug expert and shit, but have you ever tried an edible?
Well, you know, I work at a professional job, so no, I have never tried an edible. Okay, but I can tell you this: edibles is different from smoking. With
It's almost like saying smoking is the new standing.
Is the new what?
Smoking is the new standing.
Everybody does it. Gmoney Stackz.
I'm like, man, like, what the hell, man? Like, everybody want to be fucking potheads so badly. It's not like you're gonna bring back Woodstock.
They might.
Woodstock was in the 60s, man.
They might try to bring it back.
Where are you gonna find a performance in at this time in regards to Woodstock? Like, come on, man.
They love Woodstock.
I ain't never been to a Woodstock concert in my life.
Ain't my type of thing.
Oh man.
But it seemed like it was cool. When I look at the original one, when I look at a film from it, it seemed like it was cool. It was a whole bunch of people drinking, smoking, having a whole bunch of sex.
But you know some people. But you know some people who watch movies that involves like weed smoking and all that other stuff. They feel like they're trying to make it cool for kids. That's what people's concerns was about, though.
No, I can see that. I definitely can see that. You know, and I'm against underage kids taking drugs, any type of drug. I don't care if you say it's from the earth.
And also just because something is legal does not necessarily mean that it's okay to actually be relying on it on an everyday basis. Because when you rely on a substance like a THC or whatever case scenario may be, it is considered an addiction. For anyone who actually says that it's not an addiction or whatever, don't get it twisted. Because when you rely on something so much, as far as your mental health and all that other stuff, anxiety, anger, trauma, all that other stuff, like all that stuff is not gonna last, man. And that's all I'm saying. And I'm just put a button on this shit, man. So, did you see the Verzus battle?
Which one?
The Redman and Method Man one.
Nah, bro, I didn't see it, man.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
It was so fucking epic, man.
Wow.
It was so fucking epic, man. Like, for real, on some real shit, though, man. Like, yo, the crazy part is I didn't think Eric Sermon from EPMD and along with DJ Kool Herc, which I didn't know he was in his 60s. And he wearing a big ass chain in his 60s. God damn.
Doing this thing.
Yo, I couldn't even believe that shit, man. And And you know, it wasn't really so much of a battle. It was more like a fucking celebration between two rappers, just like the Ghostface and Raekwon thing.
Yeah, that's how they do it now.
And I'm surprised you didn't see that one either. The
I think the only
Raekwon
one
and
that was a little
Ghostface one.
hostile was Jeezy.
Huh?
I said I think the only one that was a little hostile was Jeezy and what's that other guy name? Gucci.
Mane.
Mm-hmm. But they have real beef.
It was petty, man. I'm sorry. It was petty on it was petty on both of their parts though.
What was petty?
The beef.
Why you say it was petty?
Okay. It's one thing to actually, you know, be bitter about somebody that they killed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then to actually, you know, to actually hold their hand and stuff like that, it's just to me, it's just petty, man. Like if Jeezy was the bigger person to actually, you know, be the mature one to actually settle this shit or whatever, it's like, you mean to tell me that Gucci Mane, grown ass man, can't do the same thing too? Like, come on, man. This is not kindergarten in high school, man.
I mean, you know, it's a real situation. You know, I mean, imagine somebody sending somebody to kill you and rob you, and you switch the situation and kill them. Like, how would you feel about that situation?
Mine was clear.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm
Turn
not.
it off.
What'd you say?
Don't play it.
What'd you say?
Don't play it.
I'm not so sure about that situation if I was in that predicament. I don't know, man. I couldn't even answer that one right there, though. Because that right there is a little, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a little, you know, that's a little sus to me, but I digress on that shit, though, man.
Oh, yeah. Crazy situation, man.
Yeah, speaking of which, didn't get a chance to talk about Earth Day.
Mm-hmm.
And as you could see, for those of you who may not know what Earth Day is, I will tell you in a second. Now, so let's go to the history of Earth Day, shall we? So let's see. So the first Earth Day, every year on April 22nd, Earth Day marks the anniversary of the birth of the modern environmental movement in 1970. Earth Day 1970 gave a voice to an emerging public conscious about the state of our planet. In the decades leading up to the first Earth Day, Americans were consuming vast amounts of leaded gas through massive and insufficient automobiles. Industry belched out smoke and sludge with little fear of the consequences from either the law or bad press. Air pollution was commonly accepted as the smell of prosperity. Until this point, mainstream America remained largely oblivious to environmental concerns and how a polluted environment threatens human health. However, the stage was set for change with the publication of Rachel Carson's New York Times bestseller Silent Spring in 1962. The book represented a watershed moment, selling more than 500 copies in 24 countries as it raised public awareness and concern for living organisms, the environment, and the extricable links between pollution and public health. Wow.
I didn't know that.
when you think of Earth Day, you really think about people who have kids who have asthma and whatnot. And then you got power plants, which nobody seems to be talking about either. Power plants pollute more air than automobiles.
Right? That's crazy. Right?
Tell me about it. Not even more crazier than a senator's first name, which I can't believe. You're not gonna believe what this is.
Wow.
The senator's first name is Gaylord.
Gaylord. You gotta say pause.
Oh my gosh, what is with everybody in strange first names, man?
I heard that name
It's
before.
bananas, son.
That's hilarious.
Gaylord Newton.
Ain't that what's the name? Wasn't that a character in some, what was that? Something about Mary? No, the Meet the Fockers.
Wait. Huh?
That movie, Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, what about it?
That was his name.
Oh shit.
Gaylord.
Oh shit.
You know what?
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was his name.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my goodness, man. So Senator Gaylord Nelson, which I can't believe he named himself that though. A junior senator from Washington, excuse me, Wisconsin, had long been concerned about the deteriorating environment in the United States. Then in January 1969, he and many others witnessed the ravages of a massive oil spill in Santa Barbara, California. Inspired by the student anti-movement, Senator Nelson wanted to infuse the energy of student anti-war protests with an emerging public conscience about air and water pollution. Senator Nelson announced the idea for teach in on college campuses to the national media. Well, mainstream media, folks, newsflash. And persuaded Pete McCloskey, a conservation-minded Republican, evil motherfuckers, to serve as his co-chair. They recruited Dennis Hayes, a young activist, to organize the campus teach-ins, and they choose April 22nd, a weekday falling between spring break and final exams, to maximize the greatest student participation. Okay, I'm not gonna read all this. You listeners, you guys are more welcome to actually take a look at the history behind it and stuff like that. It's www.earthday.org/history. And yeah, and basically, let me just give the definition of what Earth Day is before we go to the last topic of the night. Bear with me. Okay, so the definition of Earth Day, for those of you that's listening out there that don't know what it is it is an annual event on April 22nd to demonstrate support of environmental protection.
That's French fries, not the rice.
First held on April 22nd, 1970. It now includes a wide range of events coordinated globally by earthday.org, formerly known as Earth Day Network, including 1 billion people in more than 193 countries. And now to the last topic in regards to in regards to Nick Cannon being back on Wild 'N Out season 15. I'm glad that he's back, man. I'm glad that he learned his lesson and whatnot, though, man, from the anti-Semitic shit that he said in Cannon's Class podcast, though, man. But at the same time, though, I did start watching the new episodes where they had the Lost Boys, and I forget who. I didn't see the one with Headcrack and the Brat yet, but how do you feel? How do you feel about Wild 'N Out though in their status right now?
I like Wild 'N Out.
Because I did see Chico Bean. I did see DC Young Fly, and I did see Carlos Miller that was in it too. Now, from your perspective, since you like Wild 'N Out, is it as funny as it used to be, or is it or did it change?
I just watched on YouTube. I go to their page and just watch clips, so I don't even watch the whole show. But the clips are funny.
But watching the whole full episode is it gives you a bigger perspective on things.
No, definitely.
If you really want to think about it, though, man, watching the clips is nothing, man. That's right. That's like a mini surprise.
I like watching the wild style battles. I like those.
Yeah, those too, man. Yeah, man.
They're funny.
I like that,
and I like the one where they tried to make up a fucking song.
Oh yeah, funny too.
Yeah, they tried to make up a song. I forget. No, one of them that I watched was the other team was Old School, right? And they had a song called Muffin Man. They had to do a song about Muffin Man. I was like, oh damn. What the hell's a Muffin Man? First of all, oh shit.
I thought it was something I was missing. Muffin Man.
Wait a minute, man. Please tell me B-Lie was not scared of the Muffin Man.
I don't even know what the Muffin Man is. Oh, the Michigan Man.
Oh shit.
oh shit.
Oh, funniest thing I heard was Mike Tyson one time. You know the Michigan Man?
Okay.
The tire dude.
Yeah.
Tyson said he gained so much weight, he's gonna start looking like the Michigan Man.
The Michigan Man.
He said the Michigan Man. I was like, yo, Tyson, you funny. The Michigan Man.
The Michigan Man. What the hell?
I want like the Michigan Man.
Oh man. The Michigan Man. That right there is so crazy. I just find it so astonishing that that somebody would be able to call somebody the Michigan Man compared to somebody calling somebody the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
It's not like the Muffin Man has a whole stack of muffins to give out in the damn crates.
So I was thinking about that little guy. The Pillsbury Doughboy, that's his name?
Yeah. I remember that one.
He used to laugh when you touched him, right?
Yeah.
That guy was funny.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was classic. Oh shit, that was so classic right there, though, man. I wish there was more funny commercials like that, though, man. Compared to that Super Bowl commercial with the Cheetos. Shaggy was in the damn commercial, by the way. I don't know if you saw it.
Which cheese do the commercial?
No, the Cheetos commercial.
Which one was that?
It was the one with Shaggy.
When he singing?
When they had the song "It Wasn't Me."
Yeah, that's the one they got out now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
That shit was so fucking funny, man. And then Ashton Kutcher tried to sing the song and then find Mila Kunis in the damn closet eating the fucking damn bag of Cheetos.
I like Cheetos.
Oh shit. The only Cheetos I can't really fuck with is the hot flame Cheetos one, man.
Yeah, I'm paying too much.
Yo, so I forget which individual actually had that health issue with eating on them fucking Cheetos and shit. I just couldn't understand that shit.
I don't even understand how you even want to eat that. It doesn't really got to, I don't really have a taste. It's just heat.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's just like putting fucking Louisiana hot sauce on chips.
Yep. Yeah, I seen people do that before. Who puts hot sauce on their chips? I seen people put hot sauce on chips and popcorn. You ever hear about popcorn?
Hot sauce on popcorn?
Yeah.
Not really.
I can't
Not
do that.
really. I heard of caramel popcorn, butter, cheddar butter popcorn, butter popcorn. But at my job, I was very surprised that they had fucking popcorn with chocolate.
Popcorn with chocolate?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I actually heard that. Yo, my fault for the fucking motorcycle buzzing around like crazy, though, man. But I still got my headphones on, though.
I see. You live by the airport, right? You hear the planes flying over your house?
Sometimes I hear the planes flying over, but I'm not by the airport, though.
Oh, okay, all right. I hear you. But you could put chocolate on anything and make it taste better.
What happened?
You could put chocolate on anything and make it taste better.
Imagine somebody putting white chocolate on motherfucking popcorn.
Yeah, that sounds weird. But don't knock it till you try it. Maybe it tastes good. You never know.
Peanut butter. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Peanut butter. It's crazy.
Well, peanut butter and jelly, to be exact.
Well, peanut butter and jelly is delicious.
Yeah, but to put it on popcorn is kind of hard, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never heard that. Never heard. They say bananas taste good with peanut butter. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I never had that.
Oh shit! I never. That's crazy. I never had that before. I haven't seen too many people do that.
Yeah, I've seen a few people do it in my lifetime.
And you were the first person to try it.
I didn't try it. I've never done it.
Oh wow.
You know?
That's very interesting, man. That's very interesting, though, man. Oh man. Even though it's the end of the show, we like to actually go through, like, what went down back in the days and stuff like that. Like, I can easily remember one time my mother bought like a whole container of different flavored popcorn. What happened was we didn't have no cheese or bologna to make sandwiches and all that. We had slices of bread. And the crazy part is I ended up making a sandwich out of fucking popcorn.
You made a popcorn sandwich, man? I never heard of that, kid. How'd it taste?
Oh shit.
How'd it taste?
It was interesting. It was interesting with a taste, though, man. But it was pretty good, though.
That's crazy. Did you at least toast the bread, or you just have regular white bread?
It was soft.
Oh man.
They were on the fucking counter.
Oh, the regular what regular white Wonder bread?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you thought I put bread in the fridge?
No. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying, did you toast it? Did you toast the bread? Because some people, when they make sandwiches, they like to toast the bread.
Yeah, but even if you toast the bread, sometimes it tends to fall apart, though.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It cracks, right?
yeah, because like it tends to fall apart because it's like mad crispy and shit, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's mad crispy and shit, man. I mean, I don't know if you tried it before, but I like to hear it.
No, I never tried that. I don't think I would be too interested in trying it either. I don't think it doesn't sound too appealing to me.
You once said don't knock it till you try it.
Right. You're 100% correct. Let me listen to me being a hypocrite. Listen to me being a hypocrite. But, popcorn sandwich, I throw some mustard up on there.
Whoa. Mustard on fucking popcorn? I don't know if
Mustard
that's a good
popcorn
look,
sandwich.
man.
You got to try different things, man.
Oh shit. I ain't putting no mustard on no popcorn. The shit
like
has cheese on there.
Lettuce and tomato. You might as well go all.
Oh shit. Oh my god, that's so unbelievable. Oh my goodness, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So how did you feel about today's episode, man?
I thought it was good. It was great. It moved around. The time went by fast. It was good. It was cool. I think it was a great episode.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure how I was gonna get through the episode in episode 24 because of the whole Black Rob thing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
crazy.
I'm like, man,
I will touch bases on what Master P meant by and his reason behind the logic of why hip hop needs a union. So I'll touch base on that in a future episode to break that down.
Gotcha.
Oh man.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get this fight tonight that's going on.
Wait, who's fighting today?
A couple people. It's not Andy. You ever hear Andy Ruiz?
Nah, man.
He's a good fighter. Funny guy. And he's fighting another Mexican.
Oh boy.
So we'll see.
Yo, did you hear about Jake
Fight
Paul
on YouTube,
fighting,
man. You believe that?
Can you believe Jake Paul's fighting Mayweather?
Yep. I saw his brother fight on YouTube. Mayweather, he explained it. Mayweather said he's gonna make, for exhibition. He said he makes so much money just for exhibition. So that's what he's doing it for.
But I thought Mayweather retired, man.
He did. It's just an exhibition fight. It's not a real fight.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, yo, really? I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, so what's the difference between a regular fight and an exhibition fight?
An exhibition fight, it doesn't count on anybody's record. Usually, people do it and they're not taking it too serious. It's like basically sparring.
Oh boy, sparring.
Yeah, it's like sparring. So remember how Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fought? You could see they wasn't going out there trying to hurt each other. Okay. That was an exhibition fight.
I see. Yeah, that's crazy though, man. I didn't really think about it like that though.
Mm-hmm. I think Tyson is supposed to be facing who? Who's he supposed to be facing? Lennox Lewis or one of those older guys?
Oh boy, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, either Lennox or Holyfield, one of them. But all three of them are in great shape at their age.
You really think Mike Tyson could actually beat this guy?
Could beat who?
This Lennox guy.
Maybe now, but not back in the day.
No, wait a minute. Isn't Mike Tyson in his 50s?
Yeah, Lennox is in his 50s too.
No, Mike Tyson.
No, I know both of them in their 50s. Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson.
Yeah, because I see the white beard that Mike Tyson's sporting now.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Like, and he has a fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's a good show too. I love it. You ever listen to it?
I've been listening to variety of podcast shows whatsoever.
Gotcha.
And which reminds me, I have not done a podcast picks of the week. So before we even wrap up, I would like to do a segment dedicated to
the suggestions to what people should check out. And it's not based on recommendation. It's more like suggestions.
Mm.
So if I could find it, and if I could find the damn thing, man, hold on, bear with me. Um, let's see. Oh, here we are.
This is podcast juice of the week. It's a segment where we get to look through the Spotify and find out what type of podcast to basically check out.
Mm.
Now, I did mention the Rhyme Animals podcast, by the way, which is one of them is actually one of them I'm actually listening to right now and stuff like that. And what I noticed is that, you know, with their perspective on things, in one of the episodes they keep using the word machine,
Mm.
and I didn't think machine was related to the record labels and shit.
Mm.
Did you know that?
When they talk about the machine, right?
Yeah, I didn't think it was related to the record labels.
Mm. What you thought it was?
Huh?
What you thought it was?
I thought it was like something else.
Mm.
Like when you hear the word machine when it comes to record labels, what does that tell you?
What you mean? What they tell you?
Like as far as like, dictating what song is considered good, that's considered a hit or whatever, but it's not really like, lit and shit.
Mm.
Because I remember in the previous episode, you know how certain music artists they tend to, you know, use samples and stuff like that, and they tend to get, and certain people would start saying that that they tend to be a little lazy and some shit like that. But there's a difference. There's a difference between somebody being inspired by music artists versus someone who is basically, a culture vulture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which there's another person who I had to consider to be a culture vulture, which will be discussed in a future episode. So I'm not going to say it on here.
Mm.
And now for the podcast juice of the week is Rhyme Animals podcast, a discussion about hip hop culture and its effect on all facets of life. Also exploring hip hop artists to dissect their varying contributions to the art of MCing. I got another one that I want to actually put out that I want to actually mention. Um, let's see, let's see. Um, oh, there we go. Another podcast, another podcast pick of the week is the Need to Know podcast. Unpredictable moments, indisputable chemistry, and 100% unfiltered opinions. Lock into the Need to Know podcast with Savon and Alex every Thursday. They'll evoke a range of emotions with their takes on current events, pop culture, relationship advice, and everything in between. Connecting with listeners each week and occasionally sitting down with a variety of guests from therapists to upcoming artists. Subscribe, comment, and tune into the Need to Know podcast. Okay,
Yep.
I got another bonus one. I got another bonus one.
Yes, sir.
Um, got another bonus one that I have to really. Um, I would like to actually hold on if I can actually find it. I can't if I can actually find this shit. Hold on. Okay. Okay, there we go.
I want to give a shout out to Scorpio P, aka Phil Williams, who had and basically congratulate him on the premiere of the Break Room Sports podcast, which I actually found out on YouTube. I just watched it today actually, and the first episode is pretty awesome and everything. It's it's not only featuring him, but it's also featuring the co-host Marie. So shout outs to Scorpio P and Marie on the premiere of the Break Room Sports podcast, which is a podcast with the realest sports talk by fans for fans. And you could actually tune in on Fridays at 6 p.m. on YouTube, IGTV, and Facebook Watch. And it will be available on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcast. So congratulations to Scorpio P and Marie. And I'm looking forward to seeing more ventures of more new episodes, the dynamics behind the show. So congrats to them. Um, and speaking of which, if you like what you heard in today's episode, as far as the topics and whatnot, all you got, all you need to know is that we are going to have more topics coming up in future episodes and stuff like that. So with that being said, let's go over where you could actually listen to the podcast. Now, when you see the link in the bio in my primary page of Gmoney Stackz 555 in Queens, New York, and alongside with the podcast page, you're gonna see Linktree / Gmoney Stackz 555. And before I even get to the streaming platforms, if you would like to make a generous donation to support off the Meatrack Chainz New York podcast, all you have to do is go to the link and it's gonna say support the podcast by making a donation. And alongside with my cash app, which is G Money, which is $Gmoney Stackz 555. We're not asking you to break the bank to make us smile and everything. We're just asking you to do the best you can and what you can afford. So now, please be able to listen to the episodes on streaming platforms, which includes Podorama, Anchor, Spotify, Audio Burst, Deezer, TuneIn, Player FM, Podchaser, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Podcast Addict, Breaker, Listen Notes. And don't forget to listen to the podcast on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and the YouTube. All you have to do is subscribe to Gmoney Stackz 555 for more video content. Click on the notification bell so you can be reminded of when upcoming episodes, previous recorded episodes, and when the podcast goes live. Be sure to leave a like and a comment with the episodes of the topics that we discussed, alongside with tell a friend to tell a friend, and share the podcast with the audio streaming platforms, excuse me, with your friends. And for streaming platforms, don't forget to download your favorite episodes. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating. Alongside with follow the podcast and and also don't forget to actually leave a like and a comment, and be sure to tell all your friends all about the show. And of course, don't forget to share with your friends about the podcast and the streaming platforms whatsoever. So, where can people find you, Be Live, and
Oh,
in the Loop Radio?
you already know. I'm at In the Loop Radio 2000 on YouTube. And on Instagram, it's In the Loop Films with a Z. FILMZ. You dig.
Yeah. And also, you can find me on the gram, which is Instagram, of course, which is
Gmoney Stackz 555 in Queens, New York, alongside with the podcast page off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
and as I previously said before we even got on the air, I'm actually working on a second podcast
For summer 2021. However, I'm actually looking for, talkative people to co-host with me on another podcast, which I created the account already, which is called Music Movie TV Juice Podcast. You can follow that. You can follow that page on Instagram as well. Now I don't have a release. I don't have a particular date of when I'm going to start, but it's going to be on Twitch TV, which is my channel, of course. And don't worry, it's going to be on audio streaming platforms as well. So I added Twitch to the link tree where it says Linktree/Gmoney Stackz. So don't worry about being left out and stuff. So with that being said, I already got you covered and stuff. So that's Gmoney Stackz 555 in Queens, New York, alongside with Off the Meatrack Chainz NY podcast on Facebook and Instagram, alongside with my second podcast venture, which is Music Movie TV Juice Podcast, coming to a summer 2021 near you. And with that being said, that's Be Live. I'm Gmoney Stackz. Thank you so much for tuning in, rocking, and watching. Peace and one